Oh yes, folks, it's the second round of the NBA playoffs, and it's starting up with the Washington Wizards taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. All right, the Washington Wizards star is John Wall, and the success of John Wall in this series will be very, very pivotal. Now, I'll come back to that. Now, let me talk about the Atlanta Hawks star. Wait for it. The Atlanta Hawks really don't have just one guy that you really have to worry about. I mean, they have Kyle Korver, they have Jeff Teague, they have Millsap and Horford. They arguably Damari Carroll. I can't forget about Damari Carroll, the guy has been on fire in that first round. Their whole starting lineup is a problem. So they don't have one guy that can kill you in the fourth quarter. They have five guys, six guys that could just destroy you in the fourth quarter. Now, I'm not saying that the Wizards don't have, a great lineup because they they really do. But the Hawks just have more of a nucleus. You know what I'm saying? A strong nucleus of, players that are not necessarily over the top or, outlandish, or you have to put a star under their body every time they move somewhere. You don't I'm saying like this is like old school NBA Live or something. But, you know, there's a lot of players on their team that are very, very important. Their whole starting lineup is very important to the success of what they're going to do in this series. Now, X factors in this series, man. I'm going to go a little bit, out of bounds when it comes to the X factors in this series. I'm going to go for the Wizards. I'm going to go Nene. Up until this point, Nene really hasn't done too much for the Wizards playoff run. I mean, he's gotten a couple double doubles here and there, but he hasn't had that classic Nene game. And I think that the key matchup in this series for sure will be Nene versus Al Horford and those guys down low. I think that whoever wins the boards battle in this series in particular will probably end up winning this series. But Nene is the X factor for the Wizards, man. He's been very, very quiet so far, and I think that if he emerges or not emerges in this series, kind of will tell the difference between whether the Wizards win this series or they lose this series. And as far as the Atlanta Hawks go, their X factor is their bench. I think that Schroeder is, one of the most underrated second men coming off the bench. I think that on half the squads in the league, he could probably start at this point. He's very underrated as a backup to Jeff Teague, and if Jeff Teague goes down, they could just put that guy in and they wouldn't miss a beat. I think that honestly, I think that his production would be, I think that their overall scoring production would go up 30% if he started over Jeff Teague. That's not no shot at Jeff Teague. I'm just saying that that's how highly I think of Schroeder as a player coming in. But I think that Atlanta's bench is going to be the X factor here. You know what I'm saying? I just sat here and I praised the Atlanta Hawks starters for about 2.5 minutes. All right, their bench players have to maintain that energy coming in. They need to be able to hit open shots. We talk about Bazemore and the crew. They need to be able to hit open shots, because if they don't, and the Wizards' second unit is pretty darn good with Humphreys and Drew Gooden is basically risen up out of the grave somewhere. All right, I think that he was playing pickup games last time I checked before he joined in with the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? The Wizards have the bench, advantage here if you guys couldn't read between the lines. So, Atlanta needs to really, their bench needs to be the X factor in this series. Now, prediction. All right, now Atlanta is the real deal for sure. I think that they cause a lot of matchup problems for the Wizards, but when you really think about it, I mean, it's so like this matchup is so evenly matched. I mean, look at it. Just look at it from the perspective of, what I'm saying, you got Kyle Korver, who's a sharpshooter. You got Brad Beal, who's a sharpshooter. You got Horford, and you got Millsap down low. And then on the other side, you got Nene and Gortat down low. You know what I'm saying? Four of the NBA's premier big men down low. I'm telling you, the battle down the trenches is going to be what decides the series. Just look at the rebounding stats after every game, and you'll see who won this game or who won this series based off of the rebounding stats. You'll be able to tell. And then, the ultimate face off will probably be between DeMarre Carroll and Paul Pierce, or DeMarre Carroll and Otto Porter. It's another guy as a bonus X factor in this series that you probably need to really keep an eye on. His minutes has been coming up, his production has been going up, and as Paul Pierce gets deeper into the playoffs, you can see them probably try to rest him if the Wizards going to make a serious run towards the championship. Just watch out for Otto Porter in this series. All right, good or bad. All right, so let's get down to prediction. You know what I'm saying? I picked against my own team last series. I picked against them in 6 games. Toronto just no-showed against the Wizards. So, I mean, what do you want me to say? They just completely didn't show. So, in this series, I'll say for sure that Atlanta, I don't think that Atlanta's going to take the Wizards, lightly. But I do think that this series will go 7 games. I mean, Atlanta took, 3 out of the 4 meetings during the regular season. So I'd expect for this matchup to be very, very tight. Look for Wall to, do what Wall does. I expect for, if Kyle Korver and DeMarre Carroll hits those, those wing threes, it can be a long series for the Wizards. But the Wizards, bro, I'm telling you like that. I'm telling you right now, the Wizards can beat the Hawks. So, I'm just going to say it like this. I think the Hawks take it in 7 games, but don't be surprised if the Wizards win it in maybe 5 or 6. I mean, they're capable of beating Atlanta because they match up very, very well with Atlanta. It's almost like 2 heavyweight boxers. They're just going to go back and forth. So let me know how you guys feel down below. It's the WC, the NBA playoffs on YouTube, man. I mean, it's a series. You hear the music, you know it's serious. And until next time, folks, peace out.